Hello, welcome to the ITL. This week, actually, it is cool outside. Yeah, I mean, it's only, what, 92 degrees outside? Yeah. More than likely, it is, well, actually, it's in the mid-20s. I was just looking at the thermometer outside. It said mid to upper 20s. I mean, it's so small, it's hard for me to really tell. It's not a digital anymore. But it is, I mean, it's below 30 degrees, anyway, the way it reads. And I just got the heater shut off in the garage here, trying to get warmed up a little bit before shooting this. And I mean, it's dropping quick in here, which is normal for this garage. This garage, like I mentioned in the past, it leaks like a sieve, which is good and bad, because I use a torpedo heater. Multi-fueled torpedo heater, which, I mean, they're known to put out some carbon monoxide anyway. Mine, I have actually carbon monoxide detector on that wall and the one behind over on this side. So I got two of them in this garage. I figured that way, if one fails, at least I'm covered by the other one. But that's what's going on right now. Actually, I woke up this morning sick as a dog. This is actually Friday. So I'm kind of rushing this to get put up for you for tomorrow. Woke up yesterday, well, actually early this morning. I mean, I was just a mess. I think I got myself an online virus, I guess. Okay. Oh, I had a nice hangout last night with Dante, and I mean, it was an enjoyable hangout. Met a new person, and got to talk to some old friends, and it worked out nice. It was nice. Did get a comment on one of my videos, and that's just basically one of the reasons why I went ahead and wanted to make this. Because I mean, I'm feeling so much under the weather. I was just going to skip this weekend and be done with it, because I mean, it's awful. But anyway, the comment was that if you go back through my videos, I show that I picked up a Harbor Freight 1,500-pound motorcycle jack. And I mean, yeah, and my thoughts on it are, people go and read the reviews online, and I'll tell you what, my opinions on that is, some people you're never going to make happy in the first place. They're just the way their nature are. And other people, they're basically just trolling the reviews. I mean, it's like, do you ever get this stuff? I mean, I found that out even with my High Point C9. There was so many negative reviews made on it, to come to find out they probably more than likely never even owned it, never even tried it. And it was like, come on, guys. I mean, one of the complaint that was brought up on that was read on my video, on that video that just came up, and I mean, I appreciate the comments and everything, but I've never had a problem with my jack, never. I mean, it's a rock solid jack for what I paid for it. Would I put a fully dressed Harley Davidson that weighed over 1,500 pounds on it? Never. Would put say a 15,000 to higher vehicle on it? Never. I mean, you're doing it at your own risk, no matter what. And then you're putting on something expensive and heavy on it over what's rated. Now, that's not going to work. But the comment was that in the reviews that it got stuck in the up position, or the motorcycle was off the ground. Well, I mean, either the hydraulic fluid leaked out whenever you're pumping it up. Because either way, you have to have that hydraulic fluid in that cylinder to pump it up. Unless you blew a seal while it was pumping up, or hydraulic fluid leaked out of it, it should come down. Because all you're doing is releasing the pressure of the hydraulic fluid. That's the way they work. I mean, it doesn't take hydraulic fluid to let it down. You're releasing the pressure of it. And there is a lock system on it, safety lock system on it. What you do is you raise it up a little bit back. Whenever you go to put it down, you raise it up a little bit. You unlock it with the unlock system. It's a bar that goes across between the handle and the motorcycle. You pop that up, and it's actually got a little lock tab on it, so it locks into place for you. Mine's kind of, I've used it so much it's kind of worn, but I mean I could bend it up and make it work no problem. Then you go ahead and release the pressure. I mean, it's not what I call rocket science here. And I mean, if you look at the jack setup, I mean, I know this takes mechanical abilities that a lot of people don't have, but it is a simple setup. I mean, unless you have a failure for that valve to open up, because it's a pedal valve, hydraulic fluid leaking out all over your floor, that would be I mean, that'd be a clue. Yeah, I'm kind of coining that word from another YouTuber, but that's a clue. If you see liquid all over your floor around where you got your jack on, there's something going on. Then, I mean, it's like, duh. Even on top, if that happens though, if you think about it, it's not hard to get around it to get your motorcycle down safely. I mean, all you would need is basically a floor jack of some sort that can go up underneath there, underneath the setup, and raise the arm up a little bit to unlock it. Then you can lower it down slowly on the floor jack and just inch it down. Then you can put shims on the last little bit so the floor jack doesn't get stuck underneath it. It can be done. It's not a big deal. But these people are like, oh no, these are horrible on that. It's just because it's Harbor Freight. Does Harbor Freight sell quality tools? And I'm using quality as I used to be a strict Snap-on user back in the day. I had the Snap-on toolbox. I mean, I had a lot of chiking in my tools because that was what I made my money on. Do they build Snap-on quality tools? Actually, yes and no. Yes and no. In my eyes, I mean, I have a set of Harbor Freight, actually the Pittsburgh wrenches. Would I put them against a Snap-on wrench? Yes, I would. Actually, I've except for they're a teeny bit heavier. They are a teeny bit heavier. They feel and they look a lot like my Snap-ons did. I mean, the other tools, it's like, oh, they don't come close to the quality tools, but they're usable normally. And if they fail, all I gotta do is take them to the store. It's like Craftsman was back in the day. Yeah, you could take Craftsman in for warranty work, but I mean, there's places that don't do Craftsman warranty. And you gotta pay close attention to what your Craftsman tool says, or it's not under warranty. I mean, it's the forging and the made and what it says on it, and there's a difference between them. There's a cheaper Craftsman tools and there's the more expensive Craftsman tools in the day. Nowadays, my opinion, this is my opinion, they are all junk. That is my opinion. Would they do okay for a homeowner? Yeah, they'll be all right for that. But you're spending more money, it really needs to be on something that you probably won't be able to get replaced. Where Harbor Freight, I go right down. I mean, yeah, Harbor Freight's a little bit away from me. I mean, it's like 30, 40 minutes away from me. But yet, it is only 30, 40 minutes away. I just save up a couple tools, going past the store, I stop in, hand them my tools. I said, okay, this is what happened, show it to them. They say, go back and pull one off the shelf. It's not that hard. I've done it. To where even my Snap-on, leftover Snap-on tools, it's like, even I don't know if this is their normal thing, but I've had Snap-on tools where I seen a Snap-on truck out on the road, stopped at a garage, and I took it in and the guy said, well, do you work here? I said, no, but it's a Snap-on tool. Well, I'm not going to deal with you because you don't work in a garage, which is wrong. I mean, do I have to mail it into the company? It shouldn't be. If I see a Snap-on truck, it should be able to get replaced. There's no storefront, brick and mortar storefront. So that turns me away from Snap-on. Now, there is certain auto parts stores that does other decent tools. But it's a pick and a poke whenever it's picked on that too, because those companies still make the cheaper tools too. And you got to watch out. I mean, I've had a lot of smaller sockets to crack, but they weren't on impact or anything. They just cracked with me being used. And then I found out they're not under warranty. They're a cheaper model. But that is just, I'd rather just have it covered. That way, if I break, I mean, I keep extra sockets from sets that had broken up on me in the past, the cheaper sockets. I keep them around, hoping that way if I do break a socket, it's not one of the ones that broke on me out of the other old set. That way I can just grab one, keep going, and then I could take the Harbor Freight of Pittsburgh. And I mean, they sell a few different brands. Tool back and just get it exchanged. And I have no problem. I said I've never had a problem. It just, sorry about rambling on about that. It just, it is something, people just don't open their eyes up and think outside the box a little bit. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot for this one, because I call them basically, they're review trolls. And they're going to put bad reviews out for something they never even dealt with, just because the name is looked down on. And if you know my channel, know me, I go for the underdog. I go for the cheaper models of things. Why not? Why should I spend my hard-earned money and spend it on stuff that I shouldn't spend it on, things that I shouldn't be spending on, like where I can get a cheaper, the same quality thing somewhere else with warranty. I mean, even if I was, say, a billionaire or trillionaire or whatever, I would do the same thing. I mean, at one point in time, my wife and I were, we'll say, comfortable. We were very comfortable. A lot better than we are now. But anyway, that's needs here or there. But I was the same way back then. I was like, why should I mean, I had a lot of these Harbor Freights back in the day in all the different stores to get the better deal. And I was a mechanic by profession. I mean, I was a diesel mechanic. I was working on the freaking 18-wheelers. I was working on the large tow motors, the forklifts. I did it. I was working out in the field, per se. Out in the middle of nowhere with blowing snow and cold. You want your tools to hold up for you, get the job done quick, and get you back where it's warm. But yet, you get comments like this. It's like, obviously somebody doesn't think before they write in the first place. And then all it takes is one little comment, and you get all the other, I'll call them trollkins, that jump on, oh yeah, this is what happened. Whenever at first, it probably never happened. And if it did happen, I mean, everything has its bad pieces. Everything is, I mean, these are, even if it's handmade, you still have its flaws. I mean, 1 out of a billion, you might hear 1 or 2 bad stories, but how many of this product is being sold? And I'm not talking about just specific about this jack. I mean, that's what I'm thinking about, even though the high points. How many high points in the United States have been sold? If you hear 1 or 2 bad reviews. And then you hear the reviews, the words coming from people that never even tried them, or even nothing. Probably never even seen one being shot, except for online. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the true or the good answer is, except for, you know, if I've removed comments off my channel because you could tell they were just coming in to bash. I just remove, block, goodbye. I mean, I don't play games. I never have, never will. You get my honest word. The things that I use, I'll give you my honest opinion on it. I won't sugarcoat it. I mean, example. I have the Harbor Freight tire changer, manual tire changer. I talked about it off and on, showed it in my videos. Am I perfectly happy with it? No. Does it do the job? Well, I guess it does. My SUV's got the tires changed. I did them in two different times. It does the job. Is it foolproof? No. Actually, you get this bar, the tire bar that comes with it. And mine, it's all mangled. I'm looking not to replace it, to repair it, because to replace it would cost me 2-3 times more than I paid for the tire changer in the first place. On the other hand, if I would just buy a new tire changer, I mean, I had already got it bolted to the floor, I could just put it on the bolts, but I'm going to end up with the same problem as I have with the bar. The bar is made a little bit too light, the tire iron. But I got other tire irons I purchased from Harbor Freight for, well, a couple bucks a piece, and Suburban Rider will test on this, because I got him a set while I was picking them up. They work just fine. I don't know if I don't think Suburban Rider used his yet, but I mean, they're there. They do work. They do work very well. I mean, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'll tell you what I've learned, what have I experienced, and that's it. I mean, I'm not being endorsed by anybody. And I'll be honest with you. If somebody said, "Well, we'll endorse you, we'll give you stuff to review," one of the things I got doubts I would take that, even though it'd probably be nice. But it'll be like you lose your saying, you lose your word, because you just signed a deal with the devil. They don't want to hear the negatives. They don't want it going all over the internet, all over the world. And I want to be able to get the word out. Hey, don't buy this crap. I mean, I don't have it on me right now, but I do have a my pen knife. I got it cheap. It was a $10 freaking knife, pocket knife. It's actually in the house. I paid less than I paid like $10 for it. I've owned it for a little over a year. I only had to sharpen it twice. I use the crap out of it. It's a good knife. I mean, you're not supposed to be prying on a knife. A pocket knife you're not supposed to be beating on to cut wood. It's not for cutting wood. That's what other knives are for. I mean, even whenever I'm hunting, I carry my pocket knife for its job, and I carry my hunting knife on the side. The hunting knife is not for cutting wood. The hunting knife it could be used to cut wood if you really want to beat on it and destroy it. It's for taking care of and field dressing an animal. And I've actually used my hunting knife to totally process an animal. And I mean, it did a very good job. Was it the perfect knife for it? No, but it did the job, because I didn't have processing knives at the time. I was only 14 years old. But it was like, the tools are meant to do a certain job. You take it past it, then you're going to get failures. That's my opinion. That's my thoughts. Other people might differ on it. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just putting it out there. It was built to do a certain job. If it fails doing that job, then we got a problem. But if it's not failing, then you're doing good. That is my thoughts on it. I've been rambling on too stinking long. Christmas is in 2 weeks. I celebrate Christmas. I celebrate with the family. If I have put Christmas ITL, I will go ahead and record it ahead of time for you guys. That way I can get it put up. I'll have to see how my family situation is going on, because I don't want to run it over. I was thinking about taking a couple weekends off. I seriously was. Found out Suburban Rider's going to go ahead and take it off. And I'll be honest with you, I like to have something going on the weekend. Either it's with Suburban Rider, TDD report, or at least the I.T.L. I'll be honest, I know the TDD report is so much better than the I.T.L. That's fine. That's dandy. You're getting me. This is my thoughts. This is as I bring up things new that I get my hands on to show you guys how it works and how good it is new. Then I'll go ahead and review it as time goes on. I mean, that's how things work. It's just a random jumble of things on my channel. That's the way I like it. It keeps everybody on their toes, and I kind of enjoy it. I don't like the droning every day things. But this is MuzzleMike, hoping you all had a great week. Signing out.